Paul here, PABrewNews. There we go. I'm a little tired. Didn't sleep too well yesterday. Okay, here we are in the mornings. Monday's mornings, Monday the 18th mornings. I did a live stream here on the channel last week. It was a double box showdown between Weinheim Stephanus Corbinian and Schneider Weiss's Aventinus. I know it's on YouTube technically, but it's not in my stream, in my like video section, so I don't know. I'm trying to keep up on it. I know there were a few people commenting on it, but for some reason I don't know why. It's not on my channel. I can't find it on my channel as far as the streams, like new videos and stuff, so I don't know. Mobcab has never screwed up before, and I don't know if it's going to screw up again with this video. But anyway, we have a beer here, a beer from Founders Brewing Company from Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is their Imperial Stout. However, this is another dungeon dweller, and this is the 2013 vintage of their 10.5% Imperial Stout, aptly named Imperial Stout. So here we go. Imperial Stout. And again, from 2013, so I do hope there is some dark fruity goodness that is happening. And yes, I really need to clean all this up and take a shower and do all these things that I just don't do. And the beard is happening. I'm getting it back. I'm not even this stuff. I'm just gonna let it go now. Screw it. Ooh, nice little. There's a little hiss, little can of smoke right there, which is good. It's not dead. Pour this beast, and it is pouring beastly, nice and thick, dark as pitch, dark as night, dark as death. Only a little bit of a head off this 10% beer, a little bit, half a pinky. And again, it is the 2013 Founders Imperial Stout, 10.5% alcohol by volume. Definitely a beautiful session brew. Really, I don't know if you can see this, but it is really sticking. Coloration, dark muted brown coloration is sticking to the sides of the glass. It's pretty full, so I can't waft it around too much. But the alcohol legs, good morning, Angel of Mercy. The alcohol legs are definitely just latching on. They are massive here. So it might even be bigger than 10.5% alcohol by volume now, but that is totally, it is alcohol leg. I wish I had some bourbon too. After I get done drinking, they could do a Kentucky dishwasher. There you go. Well, actually, something to be said about the Kentucky dishwasher. I did many years ago, I did the Founders Breakfast Stout video. I did it in my woods. These are not my woods, these are my parents' woods, or yard, but my woods. And during that beer review, a little child came out to show herself in the beer review and gave me the bottle and stuff. That was my youngest daughter, Rowan, and she was maybe 3, something in that area. Very tiny little girl. And today is May 18th, 2020, and it is her birthday today, and she is 10. She is now 10 years old, and I am much older and much more tired and much more frail and you know, falling to pieces. But there she is. She just learned how to ride a bike without training wheels, so she's very happy. So I'm gonna go get her a brand new big girl's bike today for her birthday, and very happy times for me as a father, so that's good. Anyway, into this beer. Enough of the human part. Let's get into the beer part. All right, so here we go. Cheers. Ooh, it is a little bit breezy out here too, but there is like black cherry and raisins. Yeah, nuances of a black cherry and raisin coming through here, mixing with that roasty, toasty, beautiful dark baker's chocolate. Oh, nice smokiness too. Yeah, almost a hint of like a pipe tobacco, black cherry, raisin, nice smoky char. Roast toasty brown bread, copper coin, a little bit of a smokiness, as I said before. Milk, like a baker's chocolate, and a little bit of a dark chocolate as well. Oh, this smells fantastic. 10.5, and again, it's 7 years old now. Okay. Yeah, so basically, if you think about it, it's probably the same year I did that Founder's Breakfast Stout video where you saw Rowan come in as a little tiny girl into that picture. The same year I bought this, 2013, so that's kind of funny. That works really well. I'm glad I picked this today because it kind of fits. It kind of fits the thing, because today she is the 10-year-old. So there you go. Let's get back into it. Cheers. It's a bit thinned out in the back end. It's really easy drinking. Oily. It is oily, I will say that. But a lot of the robustness is gone. It's kind of watering out a little bit. The smell is great. I absolutely adore the smell of this beer. Being 7 years old, the smell is fantastic. There is soft nuances of a baker's chocolate, a little dark chocolate on the palate. That kind of nice, chewy, abrasive char note though. That kind of roasty, toasty, copper coin, those kind of robustness that kind of waft around the palate, dry out, and like give you a little bit of a sensation. All that's kind of gone, and it's under this cacophony of kind of like a velvety oiliness, and it kind of, there it goes. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have a lot of bombastic flavors, unfortunately. Yeah, she's just out riding her bike already. She's really early in the morning, so she's just out riding her bike, having a good time on her birthday. So good for her. I have a 12-year-old bottle of Bell's Expedition Stout. I've had Bell's Expedition Stout a few times, and I really enjoy that beer. But the weirdest thing is, where I am, I've rarely been able to find it. I think I picked up most of my bottles of it when I was in New York. I think it was at Sam the Beer Man. It was a really great Imperial Stout though. Bell's Imperial Stout was really good. I have a bottle of Bell's 30th anniversary Imperial Stout that was 11% in the Dungeon too. And that's got to be pushing some years by now. I can't remember when that was released, but it was released a few years ago. So I might have to crack that one open too at some point in time. I want to say, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, I want to say that Bell's Expedition Stout came out in 2015. I could be wrong. Time and me, we do not go well together. I think things happened 3 days ago and it was like 12 years ago. I don't do this well. Me being just constantly at work all the time flies by so fast. It's a sad thing to say and it's true, but man, it just fucking flies by. It does. My daughter's 10 today. You know what I mean? It's just like, I thought she was still 4. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of deals. It's got a little bit of a zippiness though too at the same time. That ethanol alcohol is kind of giving you a little bit of a waft of nice little dark fruit in there. Again, it's got that residual flavor, like you roll good pipe tobacco around your mouth and you blow it out and you're left with kind of that residual soft hit of a char, soft hit of that smokiness, and a little bit of that fruit compound still lingering in the palate. It's got a little bit of that in there too, which is nice. This is a good cigar beer for sure, or a pipe beer, or whatever you want to call it. Something to puff, puff, sip, sip, that kind of thing. They would go well together. I don't really smoke, but I see this definitely going well together. Thank you very much, and I will tell her, everyone says happy birthday to her. This thing does not taste like it's 10.5% alcohol by volume though. It is really going down easy. If I had a 4-pack of this and a good horror movie, they would be gone. They would be gone without a problem. And I'd be feeling pretty goddamn good by the end of it. So that's nice. I like that. It's almost gone. But I don't know if you can see this. It is staining. It is staining the glass pretty well. It's a hearty brew. It really is. That's nice. Yeah, you can kind of see the discoloration when I do that. But of course I don't know how pixelated I am or whatever because of the reception. like I said, it's lost some of its bombastic edge. Like I said, it's just under this really weird. It is yummy. It's under this weirdly weird like cacophony of like just velvety, like oily velvetiness, and like it just kind of tones down the overall flavors that are attacking your palate. So it lost its bombastic qualities, but it gained the drinkability of amazing drinkability. It is so easy to drink. Best horror movie ever. Easy. Ridley Scott's Alien. Basically a proto slasher, except put into space with an alien. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's good. It's all right. I'm not a, I'm not saying I could take it or leave it, but it's just something I don't really watch too much. It's a good film. Lance Henriksen and John Hall, Sigourney Weaver, all-star cast basically. Was Bill Paxton in that too? I think he was. I think that Bill Paxton was in that too, because Bill Paxton was the only man that got killed by the Terminator, the Predator, and an alien. I think that's correct. For me, best horror movie, just best movie ever is Jaws. Number one, 1974 Jaws, hands down. There you go. No, 75. Jaws, done, hands down. Best movie, my favorite movie. My dad showed it to me. We have like a bond over that film. He also showed me the Halloween from 1979 because he's a huge Halloween fan, which is awesome. Hey, there you go, right there. If I wanted to go straight up horror, it was in the Aliens. Thank you very much. I knew he was in one of those bitches, so that's good. Aliensi. So there you go. I would say, for me being a Pennsylvanian bastard and me being a Pennsylvanian just lover of Pennsylvania, I have to go with like Night of the Living Dead 1968 from Evans City, Pennsylvania, because it really rewrote all the rules and shaped the world of horror as we know it today. And low budget filmmaking, it all came from that film. So favorite horror, just flat up horror, would be Night of the Living Dead, but that would be after Jaws. And then of course then you have like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 freaked me out. That is Tobe Hooper, and when he realized how much he loved cocaine. Yes. Tobe Hooper seeing how much he loved cocaine and making a film after that, and with Dennis Hopper. And it was Dennis Hopper's birthday yesterday, so very, rest in peace, good sir. Dennis Hopper, crazy fucker. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 was really great. 1974's Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 is absolutely a fantastic, stellar film. One of the top greats. Kind of like Evil Dead from 1981. And Dawn of the Dead from 1978. And made in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, which I'm supposed to go to in June for a horror weekend, but I think they might cancel that because I have tickets and stuff, so they better refund me because it was like $350 for VIP goodness. So yeah, hopefully they refund me if they don't do it, but I will be going to the Evans City weekend, Night of the Living Dead weekend in October in Evans City, and meet some of the good, beautiful stars of the films, of the horror film goodness. So let's hopefully at least that happens. There's nothing, you can't be sure of anything because you don't know what's going to open, you don't know what's going to stay good, you don't know what's going to close, you don't know what's going to cancel, you don't know what's going to still be on. Everything's kind of like in limbo right now, so I don't think anyone has the right answers to the right questions, but we'll see. And if I can't go to the one in June, I can go to the one in October, so fuck it. It's horror and it's good. I'll meet people, have a good time. Maybe even some of the people from June will jump over and they'll come to the one in October and I'll meet them there, like the Dawn of the Dead people, Day of the Dead people. So there you go. Yeah, I actually, and this might sound sacrilegious, I actually liked Alien Resurrection. I actually thought that was a pretty good film. I mean, I might sound like a prick for saying that, but I watched it in the theater too, and I actually thought it was a nice film. I actually enjoyed watching it, and I really wasn't too big on the Alien films, and I thought Resurrection was pretty good. I don't know why. I thought Alien Resurrection was pretty good. Now, I haven't seen Prometheus and Covenant and stuff like that. I know my sister has, but I haven't seen that stuff. Nice. Cellar temp. Getting a lot of dark fruits even though it's cellar temp. I know Ray on your parade thinks different, but I'm getting a lot of dark fruits and they're nice and they're cellar temp, so that's good. And I'm getting all the nuances that I like out of the beer too. The nice roasty, toasty, copper coin, those little hints and tonalities that I dig, I get into. I can still get those as well. I have some old, they're not that old though. I have some Freds from Hair of the Dog. Yeah, I mean the Alien franchise as a whole is a bit hit or miss. And honestly, what sci-fi / horror franchise isn't a bit hit or miss, honestly. But I know a lot of people like them, but there's a lot of like Nightmare on Elm Street are kind of shit, and there's a couple, you know, I think, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know, those kind of deals, they have hit or misses, and they're not for everybody, and I understand that, and I don't like a lot of them. But I think the one that grinds my nuts the most is Halloween. Because after like 4 and 5, well, once Donald Pleasance left the arena, let's say, when he passed away, they should have stopped making Halloween films. Because every single fucking Halloween film after that was complete and utter fucking garbage. And by the way, I'm talking about the older ones, but also Rob Zombie, you can suck fucking vegan cocks in hell, you piece of shit. And now there's another one, Halloween Kills. I just don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do it. Give me the good stuff, or just don't give me anything. Fuck off. Pretty much. There you go. Yeah, different directors, different cast. Everything's different. The one thing I will say, as far as remakes, sequels, the whole deal, you put... Of course, John Carpenter didn't do Halloween 2. Mustafa Akkad did. You know, they did the Halloween 2 stuff. Halloween 1 and 2 are just flawlessly fucking perfect, in my opinion. Halloween 1 and then the Halloween 2 in 1981 came in, and it just flows. I don't lose any of the vibe. Everything, like, you can literally just watch them back to back. You know what I mean? Or you could just watch 2 later, and it doesn't seem like you missed anything. It just picks right up, and it has the same feel, it has the same look, it has the same, I mean, it literally has the same everything to me. When I watch it, it doesn't look different, it doesn't look like the cameras are different, it doesn't look like, I mean, it's just perfect. Perfect sequel. It's probably one of the only perfect sequels there really is. Of course, like Lord of the Rings, you really can't count as sequels because they're just segments, 3 segments in a film. The Hobbit, just 3 segments of the same film. It's not a sequel. You know what I mean? So I am a big Tolkien dork. I love the Tolkien, you know. So there it is. Not like a big. I don't really like Star Wars. I never really watched the Star Wars film, so I'm not really into it. I have them on VHS. If Jeff really I watch parts of them. I go, no, I'm not into this. I just can't do it. So I own them on VHS because that's what you do. I just never really sat down and watched them. The only ones that I think I could get into is the first original 3, because you know I have friends that are huge Star Wars fans, and they've watched Star Wars in the same room as I have been, and I go, what the fuck are you watching? What is this bland melodramatic crap that you are watching? And like everyone's just monotone. It was horrible, and it was like, oh, that's Star Wars. I'm like, oh, good. I'm glad I'm not watching this. Fuck off. Sounds like shit. So I don't know. I'm one of the few that don't like Star Wars, or not into them very much anyway. I should check out Covenant and Prometheus, both directors by Scott. Well, there you go. See, my sister liked them both, so I know, you know, she's got the sister approval on those films. So I should check it out. I have gnats. I hate fucking spring and summer. I like winter, autumn and winter, autumn, winter, autumn, winter, autumn, winter. That's what I like. I like cold and no bugs. So there you go. Oh. Wow, that's awesome. That was a fun little thing and a fun little commentary, so thank you very much for commenting. Brewed for us, Founders Brewing Company since 1997, Grand Rapids, Michigan. The Imperial Stout from 2013. That's a nice little beer. It's not blowing my doors off or anything like that, but still, I mean, I gave that one, I think I gave it a 9. I don't think I gave it a 9.5. I don't think I gave this beer a 9.5. I think I gave it a 9 when I first reviewed it. But I don't mind. I'm going to drop it down a little bit because it lost a little bit. You know what I mean? It lost a little bit, it gained a little bit, but nah, still lost a little bit for me. I mean, that kind of nice cheek filling, charry, yum 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 goodness, you know, where it works on your palate. It's still in the 8.5 category. I think it changed. It did change nicely. It just lost a bit. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of things. It doesn't stack up to when it was fresh. So it was still nice though. I have, like I said, I have that Founders 30th anniversary in there. I have a Oscar Blues 1050 from like 13, 14, 15 in the basement, and I know those get dark fruit chaos. What is your opinion of the Lord of the Rings films? Well, I love them. And I love them in a way that I understand that they are nothing. They leave a lot of things out of the book, but the more I watch the films and I read the book, and I look at videos comparing the two, comparing the book, comparing the film, what they left out, I understand why they didn't do this a lot. And they made a film, and I understand this, and a lot of people do this, and I understand this. You know, I hate it, but I understand it. That when you make a film off a book, you already know none of these motherfuckers read this book. People today are too stupid to read. So you just make a film and you make it as action-packed, and you cut out things that might draw it down. You simplify things so the process keeps going. So there are a lot of things about the film that I wish they had the barrel downs. I wish they had the barrel whites. You know, I wish they had Tom Bombadil. Those kind of things. I wish they had the dune landings and the path around the wooded path that goes into Minas Tirith and stuff like that. There's a lot of different things that I wish they had in it. Like I wish they had some backstory when they got the horn that they got from when they had the dwarves had the war with Rohan. So, you know, I mean, that's how they, back in the day, that's how they got the horn, and then they gave it to Mary later. So there's a lot of things about that I wish they did do in the films, but as just a watchable film where you do get a sense of the world of Tolkien, I do think the Lord of the Rings films did a very good job. And I mean, and for the time too, the CGI and all that stuff, the acting, the actors were fucking fantastic. The only actress, and this is just me being a dick, that I don't like is Liv Tyler. I really disdain Liv Tyler, and she can't act, and all she did was whisper. That was her acting. I'm whispering. And I hate the fact that it doesn't matter what film version or TV version or movie version or cartoon version of you see of the Lord of the Rings, they substitute, was it Gil-galad? I think it's Gil-galad. I don't think it's Glorfindel. I think it's Gil-galad. He's the one who finds Aragorn and the hobbits when they're on the journey to Rivendell, and he's one of like the most important elves in the whole legendarium, you know. And they substitute him with Legolas in the cartoons, and then of course they substitute him with Liv Tyler's Arwen rather in the film. You know what I mean? And it's like, what are you doing? Like, that's just like, it's just the thing. If you know the books, if you understand the legendarium and all that stuff like that, you look at it and go, no, what are you doing? She's just a whispering bitch, you know, that kind of thing. But I still think they held everything pretty well. I like the film. Luthien and you know the whole story about Luthien and, you know, Turin Trambar and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's going to probably go further into this. I think they're actually going to drop more links to that in this Amazon Lord of the Rings thing they're going to do. Yeah, I've read a lot of. That's good. That's good. Joe Biden. I think they're going to drop a lot of this stuff into the series on Amazon about Lord of the Rings, and it's supposed to be like more like the second age of Lord of the Rings, like what Aragorn's doing before then, because he has all those different adventures with when Theoden is a kid, and so is Denethor's a kid, because he was in there under a different name, obviously. That's why they didn't know him at that point in time, but they're going to go through that time. Honestly, I think it's really good. They just they could have these Lord of the Rings films for me could have literally been 6 hours a piece, and I'd still watch them, and like I'd still watch them back to back. You know what I mean? Like really, when you really get into Tolkien and stuff like that, you can't get enough of it. You know what I mean? So if you had a special deluxe edition crazy stuff that had like the whole fucking book and the extension pieces of what happens after, when Merry and Pippin, the Scouring of the Shire, and when they die, they get laid to rest with Aragorn and stuff, you know, all that shit. Or actually, when Aragorn dies, they move their graves to Aragorn's grave, so they lay together and stuff like that. And then, of course, Legolas and Gimli go to the Grey Havens. That whole thing, they could have made that whole thing into 2-3 6-hour films, and I would have watched them back to back and just reveled in it. You know, because back when I was married, my wife at the time, we were big fans of the Lord of the Rings films, and we got the deluxe special editions and all that shit like that. I'm glad you feel the same. And we would just get a bunch of pizza, and this is before the kids, okay? So it would be a bunch of pizza and beer. Well, they'd be woodchuck ciders, because we didn't. That was before craft beer hit Pennsylvania. Well, not our area, in the backwoods, and we would get big 40s of woodchuck cider and a bunch of pizza, and we would just eat, watch, and have sex all day. And that's what we do. We'd like just intermingle between watching Lord of the Rings and eating pizza and promiscuous good times. And I like that. I miss that. That was a good time. And that's what people should do. They should have movie marathons of ill-mannered frivolity constantly. And the more things you do like that, the better. And it's good for the soul, whatever the fuck that is. You know what I mean? So that's good. That is good. And that's why when we fucking hung out, all the guys in my band and stuff, you know, when we were growing up, we were just hanging out, we were just playing. It was just a constant horror movie marathon. Every time we'd hung out over the weekend, we were doing band practice, it was just horror movie marathon, just keep it going. And there's been, I can't even tell you how many times I've woken up in a drunken stupor in, you know, 7 o'clock in the morning, and the busy screen for Evil Dead, join us, is just going on the TV like, oh, okay, shut that off. It's good times. It's just, those things are good times. But yeah, definitely have an appreciation for Lord of the Rings. Watch a lot of good channels on YouTube too. History of Middle Earth, Nerd of the Ring. Let's see, History of Middle Earth, Lord of the Ring, Men of the West. Darth Gandalf, I think it is too. A couple different cool ones that do a lot of Geek Zone, I think is another one. Do a lot of crazy good Lord of the Ring Tolkien kind of stuff. So there you go. Oh, that's good. Yeah, binge on the Lord of the Rings. Got to have it. You know, that's good. You still do. That's good. Keep it up. It's a good time. It's a good time. Well, oh, excuse me. I'm gonna give this one an 8.5 out of 10 for the Imperial Stout. I try to do try to get the beer review out of the way, but this was more intermingled with other stuff, you know, so that's good. I don't really care. I don't really have a format, but I got most of the beer review, I think, out of the way. So people wanted to know what the 2013 Founders Imperial Stout tasted like. So that's good. That's fun. There you go. And hopefully the reception was okay. It's not too blurry on the live stream. So hopefully it'll actually go to my channel this time, unlike the last one that did not. Don't know why, but there you go. Yeah, pretty much that's it. So thanks for watching. We're actually right up to about the half-an-hour mark. I could have painted a painting in this time. I should actually bring the whole paint and easel set out here and start doing live streaming again, just in the woodland setup here, you know, when it's a nice day out anyway. Start doing live painting classes. I should probably actually get people involved with that and do like a StreamYard thing. Well, not StreamYard, it'd have to be like Google Meet or whatever the new thing is, and start doing live painting classes where you're like, oh yeah, just do this, and have other people involved. That would be kind of, I don't know if that'd be too complicated or it'd be fun, or both, or neither. I'm not really sure. So anyway, this has been Paul from PABrewNews. Thanks for everybody joining in, and I will see you next time. I don't know when next time, but probably about 2 or 3 days. But this has been Paul from PABrewNews. Cheers. Bye-bye.